Again, Joseph Smith. Unless we members of the church do all we can to preserve the freedoms we have within the bounds the laws of the Lord, we will be held accountable. Ezra Taft Benson. There's no need to get involved in the fight for freedom. All you need to do is live the gospel. Of course, this is a contradiction, because we cannot fully live the gospel and not be involved in the fight for freedom. Wait until it becomes popular to do so, says the devil, or at least until everybody in the church agrees on what should be done. This fight for freedom might never become popular in our day, and if we wait until everybody agrees in this church, you may well be waiting through the second coming of the Lord. George Albert Smith. The world will soon be devastated in war and carnage, with plague and all the distress the Lord has promised unless we repent. But he has indicated that we'll not repent, and distress will come. Conference Report, page 36, April 1937. I fear the time is coming unless we can call the people of the world to repent of their sins and turn from the error of the ways, that the great war that has just passed will be an insignificant thing as far as calamity is concerned compared to that which is before us. Conference Report, page 149, October 1948, just after the Second World War. Now here's a statement that he gave his family. It was not in an open meeting, but it was recorded by members of his family. America will be attacked on an election year between the election and the inauguration of the president. Herbert J Grant. Satan plans to destroy the liberty and freedoms and to set in its place, therefore, the greatest and most widespread and most complete tyranny that has ever oppressed men. He's working under such perfect disguise that many do not recognize him or his methods. Secret combinations are doing a beautiful job. David O. McConkey. Next to being one in worshiping God, there is nothing in this world upon which this church should be more united than upholding and defining the Constitution of the United States. And the secret combinations are doing everything in their power to destroy the Constitution of the United States. Herbert J Grant, Reuben J Clark, and David O. McConkey. Combined statement. Unless the people of America forsake the sins and errors, political and otherwise, of which they are now guilty, and return to the practice of great fundamental principles of Christianity and of constitutional government, there will be no exaltation for them spiritually and politically. We will lose our liberty and our institutions. Bruce R. McConkey. Nor are the days of our greatest sorrow and deepest sufferings all behind us. They too lie ahead. We shall yet face greater perils, will yet be tested more severe trials. We are yet to weep more tears and sorrow than we have ever done before. Ensign, May 1979, page 92. The wicked and ungodly shall be swept from the church, and this little stone will continue to grow until it fills the earth. The way ahead is dark and dreary and dreadful. There are yet to be martyrs. The doors of Carthage shall again enclose the innocent. We have not been promised that the trials and evils of the world will entirely pass us by. Truly, the world is and continues to be in commotion, but the Zion of God will be unmoved. Ensign, November 1979, page 55. I stand before the church this day and raise a warning voice. It's a prophetic voice, and I'll say only that which apostles have spoken concerning our day. It's a voice calling for the Lord's people to prepare for troubles and desolations, which are about to be poured out upon the world without measure. For the moment we live in a day of peace and prosperity, but it shall not ever be thus. Great trials lie ahead. All of the trials and perils of the past are but a foretaste of that which is yet to be. And we must prepare ourselves, temporally and spiritually. Peace has been taken from the earth. The angels of destruction have begun their work, and their sword shall not be sheathed until the Prince of Peace comes to destroy the wicked and usher in the great millennium. It's one of the sad heresies of our time that peace will be gained by weary diplomats as they prepare treaties and compromise, or that the millennium will be ushered in because men will have learned to live in peace, and promised desolations of the latter days may some way be avoided. We do not say that all of the saints will be spared and saved from the coming day of desolation, but we do say that there is no promise, there is no safety, there is no promise of security except for those who love the Lord and who are seeking to do all that He commands, to be, for instance, that nothing except the power of faith and the authority of the priesthood can save individuals and congregations from the atomic holocaust that surely shall be. Ensign, May 1979, page 92. Now, as a youth, a long time ago, I heard this prophecy, and I think it was attributed to Joseph Smith, and I haven't been able to find it in our day. You may have heard it. You may look for it. But I think it was Joseph Smith that made this statement. I can't hold it for sure. But in this vision, he saw a sack of gold and a cat on a path. And the man ran up and he grabbed the cat and he ignored the gold. And then he was asked, "Why did you take the cat instead of the gold?" And his reply was, "You can eat the cat." Now, concerning the things that we have just talked about, the prophets of God have laid out a picture of how America is going to get cleaned up so that it may become the capital. The capital of the world is going to be established here in America. And after the world is cleansed up and has resurrected itself, the world is going to become the capital of the universe. So literally, the biggest fight in the universe is right now, as Lucifer is trying to prevent God's kingdom from establishing itself so that it may become indeed the capital of the universe. And maybe you want to have your 2 or 3 year supply of food so that you don't ignore the sack of gold and grab the cat.